Before you say, I've seen this before, well, not tonight. Tonight, you'll see something different. Tonight, I'm going to show you how you can take mesh that you don't even have to cut, make a beautiful flower wreath. I'm going to show you how to make a new type of center for your flower wreath, and I'm going to make sure your wreath never gets stolen off your door right now, again, with this handy dandy tool. Let me show you. So before we make this beautiful wreath, I'm going to show you how to protect it. And you can protect it with the wreath lock. And it is patent pending by my friend Maria. She made this wreath door hanger with the need of not getting your wreath stolen off of your front door. I know it's happened to loved ones of mine, and I wish I would have had this ingenious little contraption here, because now nobody can steal that off your front door. So if you want to get more, check on the link in my description box, but also the link is right on the screen there. So let's make a wreath now. Now, here's the thing. Look at that. Did you see that? Do you see this mesh? I'm here to tell you your eyes are not deceiving you. This is a fine weave mesh that is already cut for you. And you know what? You can get it from Wreaths of Joy. So tonight, we're going to show you how to use their new fine weave mesh with their Wreaths of Frame 10-inch wreath frame. Okay, so what you see here is we're going to do the single fold, and I already put some zip ties on the wreath frame on the outer rim. Okay, now we're going to put about 3 to 4 of these on each side here. I can't remember. I actually made this wreath a few weeks ago, so we're either going to do 2 or 3. I think we do 3. So just bear with me, because I usually shoot the video and then we do the voiceover. I know it doesn't make sense, but I was trying to get ahead, and this is a single fold method that you know how to use. Okay, so once we get 3 of these leaves on, I'm going to kind of position them on the first ring of our wreath. Okay, we're going to cut off the zip ties, and then you're going to do the same thing on the opposite end of your wreath. Now, one of the techniques that I've been doing lately is having the leaves go out at 2 different ends, and when I hang it on the door, I like the leaves to be at around 3 to 4 o'clock and about 10 to 11 o'clock. I just love the look of that. So what I love about these pre-cut mesh squares, number 1, they're already cut for you. Number 2, it makes my job easier and faster. And most flower wreaths use a square, all right? So it's the ruffle method wreaths and the curl method of wreaths that use a longer piece. So this is great. And if you are someone who makes flower wreaths, you're never going to have to deal with the curliness of your mesh again. This is a phenomenal product, and I have a lot more colors that I can make for you, but make sure to go to the Wreaths of Joy. I'll leave my links down in the description below, but now I have plenty of green to add to any wreath I want. Now, we're going to get our wreath form set up here. This is a special wreath form that you can get from Wreaths of Joy, and I'm going to add some zip ties to the second bar of the wreath frame, okay? So now what we're going to do is we do the finished side on the top and the bottom. We're going to make our single petal fold. We're going to pinch it at the end here and then just slip it through underneath that second wire, okay? And then we're going to add another one. Now, this mesh I used, probably a month or so ago, and we made a beautiful fall scarecrow wreath. And I was amazed that I didn't need to use a wood burner, but you could use a wood burner. I think we made a flower wreath with this too, but they didn't have this amazing option. And now I believe it comes 40 pieces to a pack. And I don't know about you guys, but when you get to the end of the roll of your mesh, the inside of that roll of mesh, those leaves that I make into a flower petal are usually too curly, and I don't use them. I cannot tell you how much mesh over the years I've thrown away. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to add as many as you want, depending on how full you want your wreath. But I think that we did about 3 to 5 of these per section. Now you have 4 sections on this wreath frame, and so you're going to do about 20 of these petals on the second bar. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're going to keep going around and we're going to finish this up until we have all the petals around. Now, taking that little extra step to put the little zip ties on is always a big helpful tip. But of course, I wish I really could make a wreath this fast, but sadly, I cannot. But someday, if AI can help us, maybe they can help us make wreaths. Now, here's the middle section of the wreath. So we put our first section of row of layers of our petals. Now we're going to work in the grid system. This is where we're going to add just the one more layer here, and then we're going to make a really pretty center for this wreath that you're not going to want to miss. So make sure to hang around and make sure to find out how we do that. It's so simple that anybody can make it, and I think you're going to be quite surprised at what I use. Now, you're going to want to have these very kind of spaced just so. And actually, I just said that I think I only did 2 layers. No, we did 3 layers. I'm pretty sure we did. But I hope you love this wreath. And guys, let me tell you, if you are somebody who makes wreaths, who wants to sell the wreaths, or maybe you want to sell a creative product, you need to be following me on Facebook, all right? Specifically Facebook, really any platform, but I have something really exciting coming up soon on Facebook. And if you're not on my email list, get on my email list. We have something very special for you who maybe want to start selling your product, but you haven't done it yet. And maybe you've already started selling your products, your wreaths. I mean, you have a basement full, right? If you live in Michigan, you probably have a basement full of crafts. Listen, I'm here to help take the hard things out of social media to make it easier for you to understand, to get in front of people, and to sell your product. So that's my little commercial. Go check the description box. Say, Julie, I'm already on your email list. That's perfect. That's great. Just keep opening them up, okay? So we did a full layer around, and let me stop this video. I'm going to count real quick. This is the beauty. I can stop this video and tell you I put about 12 more petals on the second row. So we did 20, around 18 to 20 on the first row. Remember, if it's a bigger wreath form, you're just going to add more. If it's a smaller wreath form, maybe you want to try their 8-inch wreath and make a mini wreath. You can do that too. Know that you'll just need less mesh, okay? And remember, you don't have to cut this mesh, which makes it so good. And if you don't want to work with a wood burner and you don't want to use a rotary cutter, this is a great alternative. So this is like one of those things that you could almost do a little gift and give somebody all the pieces and they don't even need to cut anything. And that's what's amazing. So what I did here is I wanted to make sure that everything was symmetrical. So we did 1 petal on one side, 1 petal on the exact opposite. And then here we are going to do the same thing on this. We're going to kind of crisscross our petals here and make sure that we fill in the space evenly, because at this point I only had a few pieces left and I wanted to use all 40 of those pieces, okay? So make sure to use your zip ties, and it's just a very fun and easy way to make a wreath. So make sure to check out my friends at Wreaths of Joy. Tell them Julie sent you. I even have a coupon code right here, guys. All you have to do is type that in and you'll get an extra 10% off. If you haven't subscribed to Julie's Wreath Boutique, make sure to do that right now. We have some exciting content coming up for you on this channel. And if you love Christmas, you're going to love what's coming in just a few weeks. So we're going to finish this off with all the little last ends of pieces here. And this way I know it's nice and full. So we added probably another 6 to 8 of these petals in the middle, and I used them all. So what do I have here? I have a napkin. Yes, a paper napkin. I got this from like Marshall's or Home Goods or TJ Maxx, and I took it and I put it on the other side, and we're just going to lightly iron it because I want that crease out of the way. Now I did not iron the side that had the print because there was a little bit of metal and I was afraid that it might come off to the iron and then we wouldn't have wanted that. Now, do you see that little white foam piece? That is a piece that, or center for a flower wreath, that you should be able to get from Wreaths of Joy. And what we're going to do is we are going to decoupage this napkin onto that center. And this particular flower center was just beautiful, and I loved how it came together. But here's the tip and the trick. You have to take off the different plies of the napkin so that it will work. So what we did was we took some Mod Podge. We're going to put a thin layer on the top of this white foam center, and you could use different types of foam. I would use the smooth foam. If you have like a circular one that you have on hand, you could cut that in half. You could do the same thing to that as well, but this has that kind of dome look for a flower center and kind of steeps down in the middle. So here's the key. You want a good, very even coat of that deco Mod Podge, and then you're going to just so gently, okay, so gently, you're going to put your napkin over the wet Mod Podge. Now, I know I've showed you guys some different tips on how to use this with an iron. Do not use your iron with this. We do not want to melt that foam, okay? So we're just going to be really gentle, and we're going to smooth it out the best that we can. And make sure you put a little bit of Mod Podge on the side there. As you can see, I did. I let that dry overnight. It probably doesn't take that long. Cut off the excess because we don't need all that. And then we're going to add any extra little Mod Podge on the back here. And then we will just go back over the napkin with more Mod Podge, because basically what that Mod Podge is going to do is protect that paper lining, because if you put this outside, you do not want it to get wet. That would be a heartbreak, and we would not want that to happen. I always take a little bit of felt and a wire to put this on, and we're going to add our wire, and we're going to add a few of these these floral pens here, and we're going to secure it that way. And one of the things that I think that the editor missed here is we did not show you how we put Mod Podge on the very front of this, guys. So I'm so sorry. But we did put Mod Podge on the very front of this flower center. I'm just seeing this now because I don't edit my own videos anymore, but that's okay. I think you understand what we did, all right? So make sure you add some of the Mod Podge on the front and let that dry. And now it's ready to go on top of our wreath. So we're going to take it, we're going to run it down in between where we put the last petals of this wreath. And if you can tell, the front of that center, it has a little bit of a sheen on it, and that's from the Mod Podge. Now you can get Mod Podge in matte, you can get it in glossy. So if you don't like all that look, that's just totally fine. So I always like to take a piece of felt and put some holes in it, and then add some felt to the back to protect our wreath. But if you watched the whole wreath or this whole tutorial, put a little lock in the comments, all right? Since we talked about the wreath lock, make sure to get the wreath lock. I really think that you will love this product, and it'll be a great kind of security feature on your front door, because if you've ever had a wreath stolen, you don't want to have it stolen again. Isn't she beautiful? I love this so much. Number 1, thanks for watching. Number 2, if you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And number 3, make sure to get all the supplies needed for this wreath down in the description box. Wreaths of Joy has you covered, and make sure to get the wreath lock. All right, you can order it from Etsy, and I'll see you next week in Julie's Wreath Boutique.